Good morning, Facebook. Here today we're looking at Psalms chapter 44, looking at verses 9 through 18. And you see in this psalm, as the nation of Israel, as they were going out to battle, and they suffered a major humiliating defeat by their enemy. And you see the psalmist here, he's trying to understand why. He's trying to understand why the Lord delivered the nation of Israel to their enemies. So he starts thinking of everything that he can, and you see he's coming up short. He can't think of why the Lord will allow this. But you see in the last passage we did yesterday, he's thinking, despite what's going on, I won't forget everything you've done in the past. I won't forget your mercy and goodness. But you see, despite that, despite remembering the past, you see he's still wrestling with that thought of his flesh. He's still wrestling with those doubts. He's still wrestling with everything else that's going on. How he feels alone, how he feels isolated. He feels like everybody else has turned his back on him, that it's just him, and now his back is against the wall. You see, right now, he is struggling with doubts. You see, right now, it would be so easy for him to forget about everything that God has done, for him to forget about God entirely, and to completely focus on this situation, and also what he would do in his own strength to make this situation better, or to even attempt to get himself out of that situation. But you see what's really surprising here, the one awesome thing here, despite everything that this psalmist is facing here, despite everything that he is feeling, how he feels isolated, how he feels desperate, you see he's still running to God. You see how he describes to the Lord how his heart is still looking to God. His heart is still hungry for God, despite how he feels, despite everything that's going on. But you see, us as Christians, if we were to apply that to our own lives, if we were to do a good, honest examination of our own lives, when we find ourselves in those kind of situations where everything in our life just goes horribly wrong, it's just one big domino effect, just one thing after another, things don't go our way, our whole day is nothing but minor inconveniences, it seems like we're getting the short end of the stick each and every time. At that point, when we have that make it or break it decision, where do we turn to? At that point, when it seems like all hope is lost and we don't know what we're going to do, we feel alone, we feel isolated, we feel like everybody else is against us. Where do we run at that moment? At that moment, how often do we think of God? At that moment, where is God in our lives? Do we have the strength? Do we have the willpower? Are we willing to discipline our minds to have that same attitude the psalmist has? That despite what we face, we will look to and we will praise the Lord God because of what he's already done.